Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. It's going to be a busy week for the Jasper Chamber of Commerce and then busy throughout the whole year. Joining me in the studio is Nancy Eckerle. Nancy is the Executive Director of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce. Nancy, welcome. It's good to have you back on the show.
Thank you, Bill, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And you know, it's hard to believe that here we are and the legislative meetings with the legislators is the first thing, one of the first things coming up, and the end of the year news presentations. So it just seems like that's what really starts the year off. So you have a lot of events going on this week and then throughout the rest of the
seems
first
like
quarter.
When you turn the calendar to January, boom, everything takes off.
Just like that.
So we do have the year in review. It's the DuBois County 2017 year in review. So we're looking at all of last year. And we invite the news media, including yourself and your staff, to come in and give a presentation on what happened last year, the top 10 or 12 news stories and the top 10 or 12 sports stories. And you know, it's quite interesting because you just forget about, oh, that just happened in the last year. Sometimes you think it happened a lot longer than that. And it was just within the past year. So we like to review those. It is $10 a person, which will cover your lunch. And if you want to call and get your last minute reservation in, we can still handle those. If not, you can just come to it and you don't have to eat. You can just come and listen.
Or you might get lucky, there may be an extra meal there.
There could be.
And really the thing about that, you know, if you think back at the top stories of last year, I think most people can think of 6. And then they kind of go, I don't remember anything else that happened. So it's very interesting to hear, and you go, oh yeah, that was
That's
that. I
right.
remember
That's
the
right.
details of that. And it's a great noon luncheon thing, and you also get to network with other people.
That's right. You always take an opportunity to do that. And that event is this Thursday, January the 25th, 11:30 to 1 at VUJC in their new building, their C10 building, in their they have like an auditorium in there. So anyway, it should be a good event, and just kind of makes you think a little bit. Yeah, maybe makes you slow down a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. And then we have our Meet Your Legislators, kind of what we call our legislative breakfast. But the Meet Your Legislators is this coming Saturday, January the 27th, from 9 until 10:30 in the C10 building on the campus at Vincennes University, Jasper. And we do have 4 of our legislators invited. We have 2 state senators, Mark Messmer and Aaron Houchin, and then 2 state representatives, both of them brand new because the legislators that were there resigned for various reasons and they got appointed. So we have Steve Bartles and Shane Lindauer. So it'll be interesting to hear their perspective on how the legislature is going very early into their legislative career. And that will be, again, this Saturday from 9 to 10:30. There is no charge to attend. We will have provided for you some granola bars, water, juice, something like that. You're welcome to bring your own if you want to stop by somewhere and get a breakfast sandwich or coffee or something. Please feel free to bring that. It's just a very casual, open to the public, and I'm excited for it to hear what's going on in the state legislature so far this year.
And 18 WJTS will be there. We'll be filming it.
Great.
And then we will be showing it next week so folks can watch it if they do miss it, or if they were there and want to hear it again. And really, this seems to be one of those events that has really grown over the years. And I can remember the last one from last year. It was almost a full house. And I think you had 2 senators and one of the representatives was there at the time.
Yes, it always varies depending. We'll host another one of these during the year, in addition to our partner, Vincennes University. Jasper Campus is one of our partners on that. But it just varies on what their schedule is, and sometimes they're already speaking at one of these somewhere else. Their legislative session is busy, but their weekends are busy also, meeting with their constituents in the various areas that they represent.
And it's good for 2 reasons. Go just to listen to what the legislators have to say. And then if you have an issue or something, a current bill that you'd like clarification on, there's a microphone. You'll let folks get about 2 minutes that they can ask a question and then find out more information.
Right, and we do have to limit that to just a minute or 2 minutes to people asking the questions, because a lot of people have questions. And we want to try to wrap this up in an hour-and-a-half period.
Thank you. Okay.
You know, and then we have coming up something we really don't want to talk about, something we really probably don't want to offer, but it's a necessity anymore. It's active shooter training program. And this will be coming up on Monday, January the 29th. And we partnered with Ed Messmer, and Ed is involved in the Jasper Taekwondo School, that he's very involved in that. But he has gotten us a speaker, Mark Wilson. And Mark comes out of the Louisville area. He's a master sergeant in the United States Air Force. He has special tactics training. And anyway, he will do a great job on really teaching those that attend on what happens if a shooter goes off or even makes a threat at your workplace, at a school, if you're in a public building, or just maybe you're just at shopping or something like that, and something happens. But he will help teach you what you can do, what you can expect to see. I think it'll be very interesting. We're expecting an attendance of about a dozen people to attend. It's not going to be one of these where we get 50 or 60 people to attend, and it is $100 per person, and that really goes directly to the trainer. So it is an all-day event on Monday, January the 29th. It'll go from approximately 8 in the morning till about 4:30 in the afternoon. So you can expect to be very well trained. Lunch will be provided in that amount. The Jasper School of Taekwondo is providing the lunch. The Jasper Chamber is providing some snacks in the morning. And I just think people will find it interesting. You can also pay that day by credit card or check. So we're making it very easy for people to attend.
Are you wanting people to register ahead of time?
Oh, definitely. They should register ahead of time.
That's somewhat limited, yeah.
Right, right. It'll be at the Jasper Train Depot. So, I mean, we do have capacity there for maybe 20 or 30 people. But I think because of the topic and because of the price, it is going to limit those that attend. But I think you'll find it to be quite interesting, and maybe you see some things that you don't think about, but that actually happen when a situation with an active shooter takes place.
And if they want to go, they should call you?
Contact the Jasper Chamber at 482-6866. You can, if you can't remember that number, look it up in the book or whatever, or go to our website. But yeah, it should be very good. And I think the comments that we receive from the people attending will be very good, and maybe so much that we'll want to host it another time during the end of the year.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then, Bill, we have our Women Empowering Women. This is, of course, a group that's geared toward the needs of working women. You do not have to own your own business to attend Women Empowering Women, but you have to work or live, either work or live in Du Bois County or surrounding counties. So the doors open on February 14th. Yes, it is Valentine's Day, but it's the date that we have just on a regular schedule. And the doors open at 11:30 for networking, and then the session itself will be from 11:45 until 12:45, and it's building your personal brand. So why is this so important? How do you begin the process? What are the steps you take for building your personal brand? And we're very excited that we have two women coming in from the IU School of Business, Idalane Kesner, and then another lady, Theo Nelson. And so they will be presenting that. So they are women who are well versed in what it takes really at a higher level, I think, to be the woman in the workplace, what it takes to have your personal brand. And I'm excited for them to make the trip down to Jasper from Bloomington to present this. This is very inexpensive. We do encourage you to join Women Empowering Women. That's a $45 fee. But if you want to come as one time as a guest, it's $5. You just simply pick up your name badge, put your $5 in the basket, pick up your lunch, and have a seat, and hopefully network with the other people you're sitting with. But we do need an RSVP on this. Our deadline for this is February the 9th, and you can contact the Chamber to make that reservation.
And Women Empowering Women meets how often? Once a month?
Meets every other month.
Every other month, okay.
Every other month. And then we've thrown in a couple of evening sessions, and we can talk about those at another time when I'm back on your show. But it is every other month, and you find out all kinds of great things. And you also meet a lot of interesting women that maybe you sit with at the table, or maybe there's a networking activity. It just depends on the event.
Great event, yes.
Yeah. And then just kind of a heads up, Bill, we have our Home Expo coming up, and that is the Jasper Chamber Home Expo. It's our 13th one. I think you've been involved. I know you have been.
Every year. From
the very beginning. And that will be March 9th and 10th, and that is a Friday from 3 to 7, Saturday from 9 to 3. And we hope to have 50 to 60 businesses and organizations there showcasing what they do. And then usually we have about 1,000 people walk in the door throughout the weekend. So it's time to think about doing this, getting your business, your organization registered to have a booth, and then we can kind of get the ball rolling. And before we know it, it'll be March 9th and 10th, and we'll be hosting the event.
You can count on us being there.
Great,
we'll be there.
Great. Now there is a charge. It is $175 for the booth, And if you're a chamber member, and $200 if you're not a chamber member. So we do have to charge because we do have expenses to cover, and we like to advertise that. Of course, we have to pay for the building and everything. Speaking of that, it's at the St. Joseph Church Parish Center. So it's a very nice, well-lit, warm, dry, clean building with plenty of parking.
Right.
So, Bill, I think that's covered about everything I'm going to talk about
There's a
today.
lot. Well, you've got three things right away.
That's right.
And then just always check with the chamber on things that are going on. You can go to your website.
You can go to our website. You can give us a call, and we'd be happy to talk to you about any of these events that are coming up.
All right, Nancy, thank you very much. I
Thanks,
will see
Bill.
you Thursday at the first event, which is the Year in Review
Yes.
out at Vincennes University, Jasper. And then the legislative breakfast on Saturday.
Right.
That's what's going on this week. And then other events going on throughout the rest of the first quarter. Nancy Eckerle has been our guest. She's the Executive Director of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for watching. We are local people watching local people, 18 WJTS.